Brian from Brian's Gym here, doing what will be, I guess, a second video. First video, I kind of went over what the purpose of this was and discussed gym intimidation or intimidation for people that are either thinking of joining a gym or new members, and just some ways to kind of change your thought process to make it a little bit easier to proceed. In that video, I did mention personal training and said that I would touch on that, and so that's what this video is going to be about. Personal training was and is the mainstay of every gym in terms of educating clients, tracking their progress, helping them reach their goals. And of course, as social media has continued to rise, things become more popular, and in doing so, they tend to become watered down. Now, with that being said, I want to make a disclaimer. Social media and online coaching can be a useful tool. However, the mass majority of men and women that are doing some sort of coaching business really don't give a flying flip about you. They're in it for the numbers. And, somebody might say, well, you're a gym, aren't you the same thing? I mean, yes, but, a lot of these coaches are advertising focused one-on-one attention. And, I've seen in multiple cases where coaches claim that you're getting one-on-one attention. They're giving cookie-cutter workouts, cookie-cutter diets. Heck, they've even hired somebody or a company in some cases to do all their diets and training programs for them. So that's a video that we'll touch on in another at another time, because I think it's useful to kind of categorize, how you should choose what process you're looking for. But back to personal training. One of the most beneficial things that you can do as a new gym member for yourself is to hire a personal trainer. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about that. People think that, or they picture hiring a trainer, it costing hundreds of dollars a month, trying to be sucked into training with somebody for 5 days a week. And, there's most certainly, trainers, maybe gyms out there that are pushing that, especially if they're making all their money off trainers and not allowing the trainers to, make a good wage, which is something that we do at our gym. We're not interested in making money off the trainers because, that just, memberships are our bread and butter. And I want trainers to truly be able to make a good living wage off what they're doing. It also allows them to set their prices a little bit more reasonably and reasonable, and have just an overall better passion for what they're doing. So going back to the subject of, sessions with a trainer, when somebody signs up on a membership, or as I said, they're a new member, one of the things that you can do is determine first how many times a week you're going to go to the gym. And, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 3 times. But either way, there's going to be some times where you want to do some strength training. And for the most part, that's what the majority of people have questions on. So, let's say the average cost of training is $35, $40 a session. And in the beginning, you decide that you just want a routine. You just want a routine to follow. You're going to do that routine for, 8 to 12 weeks, which you can get results off if you know how to consistently raise the bar, make things harder incrementally. And one of the ways to do that is with a workout log, which that is going to be a whole topic in and of itself, because that's one area that people are missing out on in terms of both mental focus and getting the results that they want. So, you decide that you're going to go X amount of times. You get a trainer, and you may say to them, hey, I want 3 or 4 sessions, and I just want to get a routine down. So you're talking anywhere from 120, 150 bucks, maybe a little bit more, depending on where you're at. And any good trainer should have some type of basic log for you that you're tracking your weights and your repetitions, and that for the most part is going to be your routine. You can progress off that for a good while. I had a gentleman that came to us when we first opened, and he was categorized as morbidly obese. And this is when I was still doing a lot of the training. And I gave him the 3 intro sessions that we offered, and, programmed those out and basically explained to him how he had to make everything a little bit harder every time it got easier. We did the same thing for his cardio. His goal was to lose 100 pounds in 6 months. And this guy, he was consistent. And I believe it was right around the 6-month time frame, he came up to me, and, I asked him, I said, he had a grin on his face. I said, did you lose your 100 pounds? You obviously look different. And he said, no. I said, well, what'd you lose? And he smiled with a big grin and said, 99 pounds. When you first start working out, and this can be over the first couple of years, your body is going to respond more efficiently in some ways, or better, or in a more sensitive manner than when you've been doing this for a while. Your muscle fibers are going to respond better. You're getting an uptick in your metabolism just by simply doing consistent activity on a regular basis that you haven't done. And you're going to see a big response. The key aspect is just consistency, and that's where that trainer comes in. So, getting a routine, having 3 to 4 sessions a week, not necessarily with a trainer, but you get 3 to 4 sessions, and then you're doing those on your own. And, what I like to tell people is, maybe in, your goal is to stick with this for 12 weeks, but maybe in 5 or 6 weeks, you do some touch-up sessions. Maybe you have the trainer take you through the exact same workout, monitor you. You may have a certain body part that is just a little bit, you just have a harder time getting through, and or one of the workouts. And so you have the trainer take you through and do it again. Or if you don't, you wait till 8 to 12 weeks, hire the trainer again, and say, hey, I want to do something different. And so, the trainer sets you up, and now you've got, or you're building a little library of workouts that you can always pull from. And over the course of time, as the months progress, you're going to come out of your shell. You're going to meet people. You're going to see people. It might be the type of thing to where, if you're doing an exercise, that's like this, most people know that that's going to work chest and arms, or more specifically triceps, or certain leg movements. And, it might be the type of thing where you're picking some of this stuff up. You're going over and trying it with no weight, little weight, figuring it out, interchanging it. Or maybe you're asking the trainer next time, hey, I've been seeing these exercises that these people are doing, and I'd like to incorporate them into my next routine. Might be the other thing to where you're seeing people do some Olympic lifts, or at least in our gym, you're seeing people out on the turf, and doing plyometrics, pushing tanks, sleds. And so you talk to the trainer, say, hey, I'd really like to incorporate a plyometric cardio day. It could be anything. And the nice thing about, a trainer is, and I guess this is where it gets more specific. When I am visualizing a person doing a movement, sure, your first priority is always going to be safety. But what people don't realize is that it takes, it can take months and years to get your form down to make that particular exercise more and more effective. And I could take somebody through a leg workout and have various exercises. take them through that same leg workout the following week, but change, range of motion, foot placement, repetitions. I could add in some drop sets, some rest pauses, and I could make that workout hit in a completely different way. And, that's not saying that you need to do that all the time, but, having variety is certainly good. But what you really need to do is get more precise with the movements that you're doing. Increase weight, build your cardiovascular routine, which, a trainer can go over, where to start, how to adjust it as you get in better shape. And, these are things I really believe that personal training is going to swing back another way, because social media, whether, you look at MMA, whether you look at, quote unquote, bodybuilding or fitness, as I said, as social media has pushed that stuff, it's allowed for, a lot of watering down and, self-proclaimed fitness gurus. And like I said, the online coaching has its place. I know a lot of people that do mixtures of it, of in-person and online, excuse me. But, there really are there's a lot of people out there that are just in it for the volume. They want the hundreds or even thousands of people. And there's no way, that one person is getting through, whether it's check-ins or macros or, whatever. We'd love to have you come in and meet our trainers, see what's available. I hope that in the next few years, we can really make Brian's Gym, a center for training. We've got the equipment, we've got, the variety, we've got the space, and, it's just something that I think would add as a benefit, having more of that direct educational value point. And I think that's what people want. It's, as I said in my first video, we've been so TikToked and, short videoed out, feel good memes. And I really believe that what people long for is, a depth of information and interaction that personal training and one-on-one instruction can provide. So, if that's something that would interest you, if you're interested in checking the gym out, we've got 3-day trials at briansgym.com. You can stop in during our staffed hours, which are listed on our website. We'd love to talk to you. And, if you have any questions on anything, feel free to add me on Facebook, social media. And hopefully this is something that, again, just kind of helps people in their, locally. If somebody outside of the area benefits from some of these videos, great. But I really would like to see our members and people on a local level benefit from these videos. So thanks again for watching, and we'll keep thinking of stuff to put out there.